Hello there, Libra, and welcome to your February 2025 horoscope. If you're enjoying watching these, please do consider subscribing to my channel. And when you subscribe, make sure to tick the notification bell so that you can get a notification every time I post a new video. In addition to that, if you want to deeper dive into your own personal horoscope than these video assessments can allow, I highly recommend scheduling in one of my astrological services. You can find those right here. So go ahead, I dare you. Knock it off. Knock it off. I mean, I know there's nothing there, but knock it off anyway. Pretend there's something there. Pretend there's a chip on my shoulder. Knock it off. Or better yet, maybe it's even okay to get a chip on your own shoulder. Now, of course, I'm not trying to engage in any sort of a dispute with you. I'm just actually really, maybe on a certain level, trying to purposefully test your patience, to push you to a certain level and then kind of back off because guess what? Seems like you got a lot of that going on. And it seems like over the course of the next year or so, you're being asked to become a little more relaxed in the face of stress, in the face of confusion, and rather than place yourself in a position where you're feeling tempted to run away from the battle, instead stay focused on it. As a matter of fact, sometimes if you go right into the depths of conflict, you can transform it. Sometimes you'll find out that the source of the tension that you're actually experiencing does not necessarily come from another person. Sometimes it comes from inside of yourself. Sometimes it relates to being at odds with who you are and what you really want from your life. And in those particular instances, yes, you do need to stand a little bit stronger. But if you think that you can go through life and not have to face any tension or any conflict, there goes a pig flying overhead, right? It just really doesn't happen, right? And I know in your mind you might be going, well, if I gain momentary perspective on this situation and let things cool off, things will, be a little bit easier. But some of this relates to you. You're in a situation where you feel like your pride has been hurt. You feel like you want to explain yourself, but sometimes the deeper you go into trying to explain yourself, you learn that you don't know how to speak correctly anymore. On one level, that's actually true in relation to your horoscope, but you find that the other person doesn't understand. And then if you find yourself in a position where you're trying to explain to the nth degree, it just ends up getting worse. So, best to just be comfortable with the fact that there's disagreement, be comfortable with the fact that there's tension. Or maybe a better way to say it is practice being more comfortable with the fact that those things are there. And as I was mentioned, sometimes if you go right into the heart of it, you'll find that the problem relates to you not being true to yourself. Sometimes you just might find if you go into those situations, rather than feeling defensive or like you have something that you have to defend, but instead practice a little bit of patience and the art of listening, you just might find that something shifts inside of you, especially this month in general, right? You're being asked, like, early on in the month, even as Mercury is forming an alignment with Jupiter, to take a look at things again, to look at things in a different way, to see another person's perspective. Their beliefs may conflict with yours, but let them see what you can gain from the perspective of that particular situation. But in addition to that, know that your path is your path. If there's something that the person has to say that touches a chord with you rather than pushing a button with you, sometimes though, pushing a button sounds off a note and it touches a chord, right? And then something grows within us. So those are the experiences you want to especially look for in February. But in matters of principle, where you feel that you need to take a stand, don't be afraid to stand strong. Learn how to become more comfortable with resistance rather than feeling tempted to hide from it, even if that creates a situation where storylines or relationships become divergent and head in different directions. Don't be afraid to do so. What's happening is actually very positive and equally very strengthening for you as an individual. If you could use a little bit of help understanding these transformations that are taking place in relation to your own individual horoscope, I recommend scheduling in one of my consultations. You can do that through my services page that you'll find right here. That's going to do it for this look at your February horoscope for 2025, Libra. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.